Hello, my name is Dr. Myava Clark, and I help I'm sorry. I help parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children find emotional support without feeling burnout while they're finding meaningful relationships. So today, I'm going to talk to you about the power of prayer. One day, about 2 weeks ago, I was feeling a little bit off. I'm not sure what was going on. I was just feeling off all day. Um, I couldn't figure it out. And then the next day, I woke up and I said, I'm not going to feel like that again. And I went into prayer and I started identifying everything that I was feeling, like everything that I was afraid of, what I was afraid of experiencing, just things in general, right? And the more when I pray, I journal. I have conversations with God and I journal. And the more I journaled these things and came up with like limiting beliefs and things that was going on internally, I came up with at least 35 different things. And what I discovered was it was things I was afraid of. Like, what if I'm not good enough? What if people don't come? What if they don't like my message? What if, all of these what ifs, right? And then I said, Lord, please help me identify anything that I'm not currently aware of or thinking of. Help me to identify what it is, so I can get it all out. And that's when more things just started coming up. So what I'm trying to say to you is, as much as I have going on that seems very positive, and it is positive, I still had self doubt. I still had disbelief. I still had things internally with going on that contradicted the message that I was trying to convey. So it was an internal struggle that I wasn't even aware to the magnitude or the depths that it was existing. So the more I wrote and the more that was revealed, the freer I became, the lighter I became. And I was like, wow. So when it ended, when my prayer time ended, I felt so free and so light. And I was like, wow, Lord, thank you for this. I was just feeling so blessed for that experience. I need to back up. Prior to this feeling and prior to this prayer time, I have been listening to this audio book called Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses by Reverend James Solomon. And in this book, he was talking about a lot of people get deliverances from things, and he was giving strategies for that. He was saying, read the word, pray, fast, and these are some of the strategies to help you to hold on to your deliverance. So I had already had that in my toolbox. So when this came up and I felt like I was made free of these limiting beliefs that I had within, I started to play the scriptures over that I had listened to from the audiobook. And every time the thoughts would try to come back, I would just keep saturating my mind, my spirit with these scriptures, right? So when I no longer felt that way, I noticed that although I still prayed and I did other things, I stopped replaying those scriptures in my mind and for my spirit, right? So about 2 days ago, I think it was, maybe three now, I found myself starting to feel uncomfortable again. I started feeling like uneasy. But guess what, y'all? The good thing is, in spite of the initial feeling, I was able to catch it. I said, wait a minute, what's wrong? What's going on that I'm feeling this way? And I realized what I didn't do was I haven't been playing those scriptures because I thought I was good. I thought I evolved. I thought I transitioned. But what I realized is I'm still transitioning. I haven't arrived, but I am arriving. So, in order to get that back, I started playing those scriptures over again to help me. And I'm grateful because that's growth. For me, that's really growth because I was able to catch myself. And I'm just here sharing that, the reason why I'm so transparent, the reason why I'm so raw and real with you guys, I believe that healing comes only through full transparency. I can't, you won't be able to heal through what you're going through from my testimony if I tell a half truth or a partial truth, or if I'm hiding something or not revealing everything. There's no healing in that. There's no blessing in that. So I come to you raw and authentic because I really am here to support you in your journey. I'm here to help you along the way. And that's my desire. And I also have come to learn that God can't bless us for who we pretend to be. He can only bless us for who we really are. And I'm in this journey just like you. I may be through certain things that you're still going through, and that may be true, but I'm still on my own path. I'm still in my own journey, and it's growing pains. And I think I mentioned this maybe last week that um, I was working through a place of emotion. I was leading with my heart. I was leading from an emotional place. And I realized I'm going to burn out if I continue to do that. Because the more people I serve, the more people are in my circle. And if I'm giving everything from a place of emotion, then that's going to be exhausting and I'm not going to last. So, what I have to do and what I'm learning to do more is do things from my mind, do things from a point of decision making, even love. Like, we Westerners tend to love with the emotion, we love with the heart. But the Word of God doesn't say love with the emotion, love with the heart. He says the fruit of the Spirit is love, and love is evidence in joy, peace, long suffering, self control, meekness, kindness, gentleness. And because of that, that's a way to show love. To do those things, I can show love without burning out. I can show love with being intentional. And that's what I desire because I plan on serving a lot of people. I plan on giving back and pouring into a lot of people. So to do that, I must do it from a place of the mind and of the decision and from the fruit of the spirit and not the emotion of love. That was powerful for me. And that decision making has carried over into other areas of my life. that decision making has carried over into my physical fitness. It has carried into work. It has carried into other relationships because I'm not doing it from the perspective of the emotion now, because I don't want to burn out, because I don't want to exhaust myself. Even with physical fitness, when I did it from an emotional state, if I didn't lose weight, I was frustrated, and then I had to start all over again because I was like, what's the point? Then I start over again. And when I decided to make the decision and use my mind, I was able to maintain that a lot longer. And I'm grateful for it. Um, what else can I say? What do you do to grow and to keep it? How do you show up for yourself? Have you had the situation like me where you have these negative internal thoughts, or you thought you couldn't in spite of everything you're doing and people looking at you and thinking you have it all together, you have it all made? What are you telling yourself? And then if you are like me and had these internal battles or struggles because you didn't think you were good enough, or you weren't sure if people were going to come, what did you do to get out of it? Are you out of it? If you're out of it, tell me how you did it, how you got out of it. If you're not out of it, what has resonated with you that I've said that make you want to try to get out of it your way? And how are you going to do it? One thing for sure, all of those negative thoughts are a lie, and the lies come from the enemy. And you know how to determine if something you're hearing is from yourself or if it's from the enemy? The word of God says to resist the devil and he will flee. If you resist your negative thought and it goes away, then you know it wasn't your thought. If you resist a negative thought and it goes away, then you know it wasn't your thought, it was from the enemy. If you resist a thought and it stays, then you know it's you. And you can make the decision to change your thought. Um, I really strongly believe that we have a lot of control with our mind. Where our mind goes, our body flows. Whatever you tell yourself is right. If you think you can't, you won't. If you think you can, you will. And that carries over into parenting. If you think you can't be a good parent, you won't be a good parent. If you think you will be a good parent, or you can be a good parent, you will be a good parent. And you will do whatever it takes to gain the tools that you need to bring it to pass. You will to take whatever steps you need to do to advocate for your children. You will show up at the meetings. You will do everything you need to do to be there, and be there in a capacity that will serve them well. So remember, you have the control. You have the power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So whatever you're speaking, whatever you're saying, just know you have the power. You can kill something before it has a chance to live if you speak death with your words. Never tell your child they're never going to amount to anything. Never tell your child they're not smart, or even state the opposite and tell them they're stupid. Oh my God. To me, in my growing up, when raising my children, we called that the S word because stupid to me was a curse word. You cannot use that term. You can't say, I feel stupid. That made that look stupid. We just didn't use that word in our house. So please don't use that to or around your children, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. If you tell them they're stupid enough, or if they tell you they're stupid enough, they're going to believe it, and they're going to try to act out and live up to their beliefs. So remember, you have the power, you have the tools, you can do it. I have an Empowered Moms Toolkit that includes this self-check-in journal. If you would like to book a call with me to see how I can support you on your journey, to see what I have to offer, or what in fact you may need, please do. You can find a link in the comments and book a call. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how I can help you and support you on your journey. If anything resonated with you tonight, please put me in the chat. If you didn't get to see this live, put replay in the chat. And if it resonated with you, put me. Again, I help parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children find emotional support without burning out, while they guide their children to meaningful friendships where their friendships are celebrated and not just tolerated. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you the next time. Bye.